Scott Crothers is out. Dwayne Thomas is in. Good morning, Dwayne Thomas from Stifel Nicholas.
Good morning, McGraw.
We were up yesterday. What happened?
Exactly. Up 56 points, closing at 21,948. It was light trading. This is before Labor Day. Half the East Coast is on vacation. The 10-year Treasury bond closed at 2.12. I wanted to mention that because it started the year at 2.45%. That's a major slide in interest rates, 2.45 down to 2.12, that key 10-year Treasury. And this has happened while the Fed has actually raised interest rates twice this year and then once last December.
Yeah, why? That's a weird deal. Why is that going on?
Well, ultimately, that is supply and demand. The government or the Fed can raise interest rates, short-term interest rates. But the 10-year Treasury is not something they actually control. It's supply and demand. So someone's buying it, whether it's foreign governments out of the safety of the U.S., or if it's our pension plans, our insurance companies that have to have, that AAA status in a certain portion of their assets, someone's buying it.
That's really interesting. All right. The Dow is up 5 straight months in a row?
Glad you noticed.
That's why you're here.
It's why I have a job. 5 straight months in a row. The consistency is rather amazing considering the global geopolitical situation that we're in right now.
Right.
But 5 months in a row. And again, part of that is the Treasury going down. So it's supply and demand of I'm getting less here on bonds. Do I want to look at stuff on stocks? The earnings of July was phenomenal. I think on average company, if you take the S&P 500, if I remember right, was about 11% increase year over year. Just tremendous earnings. So if you have interest rates a little lower and earnings a good bit higher, it gets some attention with the market, yes.
Yeah, all right, good. Now, the Dow is changing?
Slight adjustment. And today is the adjustment. So DuPont and Dow Chemical have officially merged. So what was big became bigger.
Right.
So DuPont's been in the Dow for a very long time. Now it's will be called DOW-Dupont.
Okay.
Now, I want to emphasize this is actually not the same person, family, origination of the Dow Jones Average. The Dow Jones Average was started by Charles Dow, who was the founder of the Wall Street Journal, and he started the index.
Okay.
In 1885, a few years ago. So it's a slight adjustment. The last actual total change was 2015 when Apple replaced AT&T.
Wow.
And in that time frame, AT&T has done nothing, maybe slightly down, and Apple's up over 50%. So where would the Dow Jones Average be if they actually hadn't made that change?
Yeah, how long ago did Apple make it on the Dow?
It was 2015, March 19th of 2015, so a little over 2 years ago.
So you're telling me that in the last 2 years, Apple is up 50%?
I didn't look at the exact numbers, but yes.
Wow. I should have listened to you 2 years ago. All right. That's really interesting.
That's the other reason I have a job.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So with all of this headlines in the news, what is going on with the markets, and how is the market responding to all of this news?
Well, right now, as we've been moving up, as we de-emphasize North Korea, hopefully, and continue to de-emphasize that, the market's looking at what's taking place in September. Well, you have the whole government shutdown, debt ceiling, which we will hear a lot of rhetoric between now and probably the 29th of September, the 30th being the deadline date. The big issue really, of course, that we're going to hear more on is what is happening with tax reform. And there's a lot of opinions on both sides. The one part of tax reform that both sides agree with is some form of repatriation. And repatriation is another boost to the market, which whether it's already factored in with the increase or if it's going to help, it's hard to say.
Right.
But bringing that many trillions of dollars that's in cash overseas by Apple and Cisco and Google and many other the fine U.S. companies, that's a big boost. to what the market could do if they will get that done.
Right. That's a big
And
if.
it's a big if. Now, is it going to be at a 15%, 18, 20, 25%? But that much cash coming to the U.S., if they pull it off, is a big plus for expansions of companies, stock buyback, dividend increases. Let's just say pretty much anything that benefits individual companies.
Yeah. All right. Well, but if it doesn't happen, that's going to rock the markets because you're saying it's baked into the cake.
I think some of it is.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much, but some of it is, yeah.
Dwayne Thomas with Stifel Nicholas. Quickly, the markets today, how do they look?
Initially up about 60 points. At 7:30, we have the big jobs report. So we're looking to see where those numbers come out, and I think that will help influence the market up or down today.
There you go. Dwayne Thomas, have yourself a good weekend, and happy Labor Day.
Thank you. Same to you guys.
You got
Bye.
it. 6:45.